Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo Television. I am yours faithfully, Monrive Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. 2023 presidency, you are behaving like a desperate Yahoo boy. Are they do attacks or Shimbajo? Still in 2023, stop recycling leaders who have nothing to offer. Ex-DSS Assistant Director warns Nigerians. AKT resident block road protest incessant kidnapping. 9 kidnappers arrested in AKT. 50 passengers rescued after fire got aircraft tires at Port Harcourt Airport. We remain undeterred. Allegations of extortion, assault, lies, or show Amotekun. Arrest politicians causing crisis in Ogun. Student tells police. Engineer, lover found dead inside car in Lagos. We have sex with teachers to raise money to pay our school fees. Female student reveals. And foreign story. Pope wants to meet Putin, compares Ukraine war to Rwanda. Finally, sport, Osimhen Koulibaly may exit Napoli. Now the news in detail. A popular rights activist, Deji Adeyanju, has accused Vice President Yemi Osinbajo of desperation in his 2023 presidential campaign. Adeyanju accused Osinbajo of behaving like a desperate Yahoo boy. The Abuja-based lawyer reacted to Osinbajo's recent promise to end the up-NEPA chorus and give Nigerians broadband internet if elected president in 2023. In a post on his Facebook, Adeyanju wondered why Osinbajo has refused to use his superpower in resolving Nigeria's power issues since the current government assumed power 7 years ago. According to Adeyanju, the vice president Yemi Osinbajo is behaving like a desperate Yahoo boy, so you could solve Nigeria's power problem in the last 7 years, and you kept this superpower away from your own government. A retired assistant director of the state service, Dennis Matri, has called on Nigerians to kick against recycling of leaders whose families have been in the political space for years and have nothing to show for it. And as such, a new Nigeria hope cannot emerge. Amatri, who was the guest speaker of the African Watch Network annual lecture titled A New Nigeria, with innovative ideology devoid of hypocritical leaders, which was held at the College Hall of Yaba College of Technology, Lagos, stressed that the current politicians lack the ideology to give birth to a new nation. He went further to examine which kind of leaders Nigeria has had since independence from Britain and asked whether Nigeria had been led or ruled since independence. Mention one president that actually led this country, and think of how many rulers Nigeria have got at the presidential level since independence. A political aspirant recently said that he would turn Nigeria around if he is allowed to rule. So it is very apparent that most of our politicians see the opportunity of public service as a chance to rule over the slaves or subjects of Nigeria. But alas, Nigeria is not a monarchy to be ruled over, neither are we slaves in our own country. Residents of Ajebandele area along Ado-Ikere Akure Road in Ado-Ekiti yesterday blocked the road to protest incessant kidnappings and robberies in that section of the capital city. The protesters, who were from Irode community, Ajebandele area of the capital city, were protesting the alleged kidnapping of a pastor Julius Oshunduyi in the area on Sunday evening by suspected abductors. Gun-wielding men suspected to be kidnappers were said to have besieged the pastor's church and abducted him. The highway was on lockdown for several hours as the placard-carrying protesters erected barricades on every available space on the highway. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV. Still to come. The Ekiti State Police Command has arrested 9 suspected kidnappers in Adunoju area of Ado-Ekiti, the state capital. ASP Sunday Abutu, the command spokesperson, made this known in a statement in Ado-Ekiti. Abutu stated that the feat was part of the ongoing strategic effort of the command to rid the state of criminal elements. He said operatives in the command, following an intelligence report, had heavily bombarded the vast forests in Adunoju area of Ado-Ekiti, known to be harboring bandits in the state. Abuti said hoodlums had attacked the operatives with dangerous weapons, during which one of the operatives sustained serious injuries. During the operation, 9 suspects, namely Hassan Mesaje, Dawogo Nadai, Saidi Long, and Abubakar Usman, Lawal Abdullahi, Usman Ibrahim, Idris Ahmed, Usman Abubakar, and Dahiru Adamu were arrested while others stood to their heels. The Ekiti Commissioner of Police, CP Morenikeji Adishino, assured residents of the state that the force would not relent in its fight against crimes and criminalities. All passengers on board on aircraft have been rescued after its tires caught fire after a planned trip out of Rivers State was aborted. The incident, which involved an aircraft operated by Ghana Airlines Limited, occurred on Monday in Port Harcourt, the state's capital. The spokesman for the airline, Kingsley Ezenwa, who confirmed the incident in a statement on Tuesday, said no life was lost and no passenger was injured. He explained that the aircraft, with registration number 5N Joy, was set to take off from Port Harcourt to Lagos when the incident occurred. Ezenwa stated that the pilot in command had noticed an anomaly before takeoff, which he queried with the Air Traffic Control ATC before embarking on the ramp return. He said the impact on the brakes affected the aircraft tires, causing them to spark off while the aircraft was taxiing to repack. According to the airline official, all 50 passengers on board disembarked safely, while the aircraft was immediately grounded by the company's maintenance team. The Western Nigeria Security Network Agency, Amotekun Osun, has denied allegations against it by the Osun State chapter of the National Association of University Students, NAWS. This, as the Osun State-owned security agency also disclosed that its image remained untainted, notwithstanding the level of intimidation and conspiracy. Recall that Osun Amotekun had arrested an alleged armed robber that had been terrorizing some parts of Modakeke town and Akure Ilesha Ife Ibadan Expressway. Responding to an allegation of extortion and assault against it by NAWS, Yusuf Idowu, the media officer of the outfit, explained that some students were helping the armed robbers to escape arrest after a shootout with operatives in the area. He recalled that the personnel of the agency had chased some suspected armed robbers from the Ilesha Ife Expressway after they hijacked a truck from a driver. Another vehicle emerged from a junction and blocked one of the vehicles on the trail of robbers. It is a case of hiding the escape of robbery suspects. We'll go straight to the next story. Still on the world news from BGI TV. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, and the National Association of Ogun State Students, NAOS, have called on the police and other security agencies to arrest and prosecute any politician or individual engaging in any act capable of breaching the peace of the state. The students said this on Tuesday as they cautioned politicians against taking actions or making utterances that could heat up the polity and stoke violence in Ogun. According to a statement jointly signed by the Ogun State Chairman of NANS, Damilola Simeon Kehinde, and the National President of NAOS, Oluwagbemileke Ogunrobi, the students appealed to political leaders and their followers to play politics with decorum and not to see the 2023 general elections as a do-or-die affair. They noted that politicians and their followers must be mindful of their acts and their utterances they make, especially in the media and public places, so as not to set the state on fire. So another tragic event. Tragedy struck Sunday night in Jakonde Estate, Okeafa, Isolo area of Lagos, where 2 lovers were found dead inside a Highlander SUV. The man, an information technology engineer identified simply as Koyojo, was found in his nude, while the lady whose identity could not be immediately ascertained was her body. Residents told Vanguard that the SUV with plate number EPE 666GE was sighted on Saturday night at Double Star bus stop, but they became curious when the car, which ignition was on, remained the same spot on Sunday night. Suspecting it could have been stolen, some youths were said to have flashed a flashlight into the SUV with tinted glass, only to discover the bodies. One of the residents who spoke with Vanguard said Koyojo lived at Double Star before he moved to Surulere area of Lagos with his family. He was an IT engineer. He called one of his halls to inform us that he was in the estate on Saturday. Vanguard was informed that when policemen from Ejimo, who were alerted, arrived at the scene, the side door behind the driver's seat was the only door open, while others remained locked. Still on, a 21-year-old student of the Jusuma Senior High School's SAH in the Ashanti region has stated that she and her colleagues mostly engage in acts with their teachers to pay their fees. According to her, name will tell, the majority of the female students are faced with financial constraints, and the teachers and the assistant aid help them. She explained that the teachers have been infesting on them sexually daily. She indicated that the teachers threaten to sack or fail them during exams if they refuse to satisfy their request, saying they always succumb to their teachers' pressure, but sometimes it goes without pressure. She said the teachers threaten to sack them, and most especially concerning exams. However, a video had gone viral in which the girls implored other young girls to allow boys to have sex with them, which is pleasurable. From that story, we'll go straight to a foreign story. Pope Francis said in an interview published Tuesday that he requested a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin over Ukraine, while comparing the scale of bloodshed to Rwanda's genocide. The pontiff told Italy's Corriere della Sera newspaper that he has sent a message to Putin around 20 days into the conflict, saying that I was willing to go to Moscow. We have not yet received a response, and we're still insisting, though I fear that Putin cannot and does not want to have this meeting at this time, Francis said. But how is it possible to not stop such brutality? 25 years ago, we lived through the same thing with Rwanda, he said. About 800,000 people were killed between April and July 1994 as the extremist Hutu regime tried to wipe out Rwanda's Tutsi minority in one of the 20th century's biggest massacres. And finally, sports news. Two of Napoli's star players are still considering their future at the club and could leave at the end of the season, according to Sky in Italy. Centre-back Koulibaly has been regularly linked with Europe's top club, while striker Victor Osimhen has also caught the eye and is reportedly interested in Arsenal. Napoli have not given up hope of retaining the duo and will try and persuade their pair to stay and commit their future to the club. Iranian forward Chris Muller will join Major League Soccer side Chicago Fire in the next 24 hours to 48 hours. The American joined Ibs in January and featured 15 times, scoring just once against Abbott in the Scottish Cup. The United States international could make his debut against Atlanta United in the MLS on Saturday. Thank you for watching. That was the world news from BGI TV. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again, which are major. 2023 presidency. You are behaving like desperate Yahoo boy. Are Denyonju attacks or Shibajo? Still on 2023, stop recycling. Leaders will have nothing to offer. Ex-DSS assistant director warns Nigerians. We also brought to you 50 passengers rescued after fire got aircraft tires at Port Harcourt's airport. Will remain on data allegations of extortion, assault, lies. And from the foreign, we brought to you Pope wants to meet Putin, compares Ukraine war to Rwanda. And on sports, Osimhen Koulibaly may exit Napoli. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Babagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to enjoy all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with L0V Adebayo. Please like and follow the page for you to have access to our broadcast as well. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of the goods and services, coverage of events and functions, both outdoor. The phone number streaming on your screen is a direct line to call strictly for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.